Let's talk about the brush. What's the brush? What is the instrument that God uses to take His grace and apply it to your life? I would say that brush is our faith. Notice in verse 8, for by grace you have been saved through faith. Now the prepositions there are important. By grace, through faith. He doesn't say by faith you have been saved. He says by grace you have been saved through faith. It's like a man dying of thirst. He has no water. And all of a sudden, this hose, he discovers this hose, and water's coming out the end of it. Now, what's going to save him? The water, right? But how does the water get to him? Through the hose. God's grace is what saves you, but how does the grace get applied to your life? Through your faith. Your faith is the hose. Your faith is the instrument. It's the brush that takes the paint and applies it to your life. So that's what faith is all about. Now, what's biblical faith? We've talked about what is biblical grace. What's biblical faith? I would define true faith as belief plus trust. Belief plus trust. You see, you can have belief without trust. For many, many years of my life, I believed that if someone jumped out of a plane with a parachute, I believed that that parachute would help them to land safely and they wouldn't be harmed. But I never entrusted myself to a parachute until about 8 or 9 years ago when Debbie, as a Christmas present, gave me a ticket to go jump out of an airplane, skydive. You know, I didn't do it alone. They don't let you do that. But I went in tandems with somebody else who had already jumped out about 8,000 times. And she gave me this for a Christmas present. And I'd always told her, man, that'd be so cool to jump out of a plane. I'd love to do that. And then when I got this ticket, I go, oh no, now I have to do it. And she gave one to my son, Jonathan, too. So we went over to Lodi where they have those planes and they charter the planes. And we went up in the air and strapped a parachute on my back, and I entrusted myself to that parachute. See, that's different than just believing in your head that that parachute will work. You see the difference? It's not enough for you just to believe that Jesus is the Son of God and He's the Savior of sinners. You have to entrust your soul to this Savior to actually save you. Do you see the difference? Commit yourself to this Savior. That's biblical faith. And we can't boast of it, as we've already said, because God gives it to us as a gift.